Hi, everybody. This is the comic book hype, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, welcome back to the comic book hut, and hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So we're back here, and we're talking about this No Kings rally. I did a video the other day on Monday early, talking about the No Kings rally and how Richard C. Meyer was there. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't know who else did, but there were comic book creators. One prominent one at one of the rallies, I guess where he lives. Very disturbing. The No Kings rallies, these protests were a big dud. They didn't do anything. What are you protesting against? We had an election. That alcoholic, drug-induced woman lost last year. You know, what are you fighting against? I don't know. But the absolute Batman writer, the eyebrow, Scott Snyder, participated in this rally. And I have an article, a very amusing article, at least for me, because I get to pull out one of the old nicknames. One of the comic phrases is the eyebrow Scott Snyder. Probably the number 2 writer at Marvel, at DC, maybe number 1A. With CIA agent Tom King. I wonder if this was like an assignment for Scott Snyder that he got from Tom King. Let me read the headline again from Phantom Pulse. It's a great site on Substack. Absolute Batman writer Scott Snyder explains why he participated in leftist No Kings rally. Scott Snyder, the writer of DC Comics' Absolute Batman, recently shared he joined the leftist No Kings rally that took place this past weekend. Snyder shared to social media a poster he seemingly made that read, "Here because we heart America but hate dictators, no kings." This doesn't look like he did this. Not at all. This does not look like he did this. Okay. First of all, I think this is a total lie. He did not do this. He's not an artist. This was clearly done by an artist. I can tell. You know. And another post he wrote here, because I love America but hate what's happening right now to our democracy. I want to point something out to all these doomcuffs that say democracy all the time. We're a republic. Representative republic. Or a representative democracy. We're not really a democracy. Democracy is the rule of the mob. Here because I love America but hate what's happening right now to our democracy. Hashtag No Kings gathering was awesome. Overflowed to other sites. Filled with people who just want us to be better than this. You should do better with that eyebrow. I noticed in these pictures the eyebrow is not trying to get off of his face. Schneider did not share what he hates that is happening to democracy in America. However, it appears to not actually be about what is happening to democracy, but simply his opposition to President Donald Trump. It's all about going after Trump, who was duly elected as President of the United States. In fact, he won both the popular vote as well as the Electoral College. This can be gleaned from a repost, which he put out, scenes from No King's anti-Trump rally in Charlotte, North Carolina. Additionally, he also reposted Mika, who claimed today 7 million people came out to protest Trump at 2,700 different locations. It is now officially the largest protest in American history, of course. Of course it is. Bought and paid for. America will not go quietly. It's the other way around. As for what he does not like about President Trump, he didn't say anything directly over the last couple of days. However, he did repost Christopher Webb, who claimed Trump is selling our soybean farmers with his tariffs. I think every day about soybeans. I don't know about you folks. If you go back to March, he indicated his opposition to Donald Trump was due to a spending bill that he claimed made cuts to Medicaid and Social Security, things that do not affect the eyebrow. I mean, he has the kind of eyebrows that like Groucho Marx, like that, the disguise. On top of that, he also took issue with Trump raising the deficit and allegedly giving tax cuts to corporations and billionaires. He said going at the programs people need rather than corporations and wealthy is disgusting, my opinion. Back in November, He also encouraged his followers to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, that very weird guy, saying, "These are countless reasons I'm voting for Harris, but above all, as a country, we just deserve better. And I'm better than Donald Trump." I'll tell you. So, I mean, really, this comes to a point where these people don't know what they're talking about, to be honest with you. He has twisted, Mr. President Trump, he's twisted these people from top to bottom. We know that the left has been unhinged in the comic book industry longer than Donald Trump has been a politician. You know, I think about what's going on with the way some of the people are, people in the comic book industry and people on the left. It sort of occurred to me. I think about that episode of Batman the Animated Series, where Batman's Rogues Gallery, they take over Arkham Asylum. And they basically threatened to burn it down to the ground. Well, of course, they knew it was going to happen. It was a trap for Batman. Batman goes there, and they catch him. And they put him up on trial. But the trial's rigged. They find him innocent, but they're going to kill him anyway. But what's interesting about that episode is that there is a prosecutor that works for the city government, and they bring her in, and she's going to be his lawyer. And they basically tell her, you have to defend him the way you're supposed to defend him, or you're going to die too. And she comes to a point, she realizes after interacting with them and talking to them, that even without all these gimmicks of being criminals, like the Joker, Harley Quinn, they all blame Batman for their circumstances. But she says to them, to their faces, saying, look, even if Batman wasn't around, you all would still be criminals. You'd all still be doing terrible things. And that says it all. The same thing with these people that are in the comic book industry. If it wasn't Donald Trump involved with any of this and somebody else, they'd be complaining about somebody else, right? But more importantly, they'd still be doing the weird things, writing all these bad stories to where they basically have destroyed their own industry. Also keep in mind something else. There's a lot of people in this industry that are unsavory characters. Okay? Tom King. Why would a CIA agent go into the comic book industry after leaving the CIA? Does that make any sense to anybody? No. You have Heather Antos, who is a known Satanist. Goes from one job to another job to another job and seemingly makes more money every time. Well, I would think that she probably has a lot of dirt on a lot of people that are probably Satanists, that she knows the Satanists, and they're protecting themselves instead of protecting her. It's like self-preservation. I can think of a particular creator that complained to, behind the scenes that I should lay off of her. I wonder if he's one of them. And we know that that's in the industry because Donnie Cates is another one that was, I don't know if he does anything anymore, but he is a Satanist. So there's a lot of unsavory characters. So even if Trump wasn't around, they'd still be unsavory. Even if they weren't in the comic industry, they would be unsavory. If Tom King, if the CIA didn't tell him to go into the comic industry, he'd be in some other business causing trouble. Same thing with the eyebrow. I wonder if this is a way to keep, the demons and the monsters at bay for him. His stories are okay. He's an okay writer, in my opinion. But he doesn't really give you a reason. And if there is such a thing as a king in this country, they wouldn't have been able to protest all these people. I don't think it was 7 million. Certainly mostly white, mostly boomers, and most of them didn't know what the hell they were doing there, okay? And him standing on the side of the road taking pictures of himself with the sign he supposedly made. He didn't make that. He didn't make that sign. That's professionally made. Because he's not a graphic designer. That's graphic design right there. That's graphic design work. You can see it. It's too perfect looking. It's too perfect. There's no way he did this on his own. I don't know 100%, but he didn't do that. That's for damn sure. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Comic Book Hut. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.